Hello and welcome to Yoga with Glenn. I am Glenn. Welcome to your night before restorative yoga session. The holiday rush is over. You've made it to Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. This is just a nice restorative session where you can just let go, relax, and just be nice and comfortable. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. It really helps out a lot and I'd really appreciate it. Hop into something extra comfortable, make your space extra comfortable, and let's get started. Let's begin this night before restorative flow in child's pose. Embrace the quiet hush and excitement you may have had as a child the night before Christmas. As you really sink back into it, if you need a prop under your knees, under your forehead, in between your lower leg and upper leg, you may grab it, adjust yourself as needed, make yourself very comfortable here in this child's pose. Since this is a restorative posture, or restorative flow, any props that you need, blankets, bolsters, pillows, blocks, anything you need to make yourself very comfortable, make sure you grab it, make sure you use it. It's also very important to just keep breathing through these postures, especially if you're holding on to any tension. Your breath will carry you through. Easy inhales through the nose, breathing into the stomach, and exhale. Let everything go. Try to find a steady rhythm in your breath. If that pounding is coming through the mic, I apologize. I'm just going to pretend it's Santa up on the roof, but where I live happens to be getting a new roof at the moment. Another couple breaths here in this child's pose. It's not too late if you want to adjust something, maybe pull your knees closer together. You can maybe switch the feet so the toes are tucked and you're sitting on the heels more. Whatever you need to make yourself absolutely comfortable. Play around with the breath as the stomach presses against the thighs. You may feel sort of a massaging sensation in the low back. That's what I like best about child's pose. After your next exhale, let's slowly transition out of child's pose. Bring the wrists under the shoulders. Press yourself up into a table posture. Bring a leg through. Leave one leg behind. As we transition into deer pose or reindeer pose, since this is a holiday themed yoga flow here. Embrace the poise of a reindeer on Christmas night. One leg is parallel across the mat, out in front of you. Try to sort of have this 90-90 with your legs, and if you're able to, you can sit up straight, or if you need to put any props underneath yourself to help, or if you need to prop yourself up, of course you may do so. Just make sure you're comfortable is all. I'm going to scoot forward just a little bit on my mat. Inhale, grow long, and exhale. Twist over this bent knee. And if you're able to get to the ground like this, great. If the legs start to move as you come down to the ground, wherever you stop, just hold there. If you have a bolster or pillow, you could place it under your arms for support, or a block if your head doesn't quite reach the ground. This is a great hip opener. This is great for lengthening in the side body. If you're holding on to any tension whatsoever, try to let that go with your exhales. Inhale, lengthen where you need to lengthen. Exhale, release any tension you have left. Couple more breaths to go here in this posture. After your next exhale, inhale and slowly press yourself up, come back to the center, and then this back leg, kick it back so it's flat on the ground, and then fold yourself over this top leg so your upper body is over this top leg as we transition into pigeon pose. I know for me in pigeon pose I need a block under my head. I also need a block under my bottom for support. If this front ankle starts to fall back towards the right hip, if you're having the left leg up in front, if it starts to fall back towards the hip, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly parallel up here. Wherever you are is just fine. As you melt forward, your breath will carry you through this Christmas pigeon pose, or maybe turtle dove pose, if those of you that watch Christmas movies like I do, that's a reference from a certain Christmas movie. Your breath will definitely carry you through this. Inhale fully and exhale, letting go of any tension. When I first started yoga, this posture was pretty intense for me. It still kind of is, but of course with more and more practice, it gets easier and easier. Just a few more breaths to go. Make those breaths count. Inhale, let the love in, and exhale, let go of any tension you may have left. After your next exhale, wrists under the shoulders again, and slowly press yourself up. Your props, blocks, whatever you had off to the side. Bring this back knee in a little bit, walk it in, and then press yourself into a downward facing dog. Just to reset yourself here. You can pedal out the legs if you like. This blanket I'm on is a little slippery. And then when you're satisfied with that and you're ready, bring the opposite leg forward as we set up for our deer pose, our reindeer pose for the other side. This front leg parallel across the mat or your space, facing forward over top of it, sort of like in this 90-90 position, sort of resembling deer antlers, sort of. I'm going to be folding straight over this bolster, but that's okay. So when you're ready and you're satisfied, you have your position, you have props underneath you if you needed it. Inhale, hands and arms come up, grow long. And exhale, fold over this front bent knee here. If you're able to come down to the ground, great. If If a bolster is blocking you, like it is me, just use it, I guess. Remember, your breath will carry you through if there's any tension remaining. Nice deep inhales and exhale, breathing in and out through the stomach, through the diaphragm. Another breath or two to go. Any adjustments you need to make, you can make them. If there's any tension you can let go of, try to let go. After your next exhale, slowly press yourself back up to the center, and then kick this back leg back as we set up in our pigeon pose, our Christmas pigeon pose or turtle dove pose. Whatever you like. Grab your props that you need. I know I need one under the head and under the bottom. Set yourself up in pigeon pose. And again, this front leg doesn't have to be perfectly square. If you're not as mobile on this side as you were on the other, that's okay too. This ankle can fall back towards this hip. As long as the hips are straight on the ground or facing towards the ground, and the torso is straight down on the ground, that's what counts. The hip will open itself as you breathe through this posture. I hope you don't hear it. Hope it's not picking up through the mic, but I hear Santa on the roof again. Nice fulfilling inhales. Easy exhales. Let go of any stress or tension. I know the holidays can come with a great deal of stress for some, and that's okay, but now's the time to restore, to let go. I'm grateful that you found the time to do this for yourself. I hope you enjoy. Another couple breaths to go. Adjust yourself if you need to. After your next exhale, begin to peel yourself up, wrists under the shoulders, pressing yourself back up tall. Walk this back knee in a little bit. Move the props off to the side. One more downward facing dog just to reset ourselves, reset our hips. You can pedal the feet if you like. Hopefully you're not sliding like I am. If you are, be careful. Knees to the mat, and if you have a wall next to you, hopefully you do, we're going to go into legs up the wall, or since it's the night before Christmas, candlestick pose. So imagine your feet, bring your hip next to the wall, roll yourself up, kick the legs up the wall. You can move yourself back just enough to where the lower back is resting on the ground. Legs extend up the wall. Imagine your feet as the flame of a candle, keeping them together. If you like to bring a little bit of heat, you can point the toes, bring them back towards you, point, bring them back towards you. Keep repeating that until you maybe start to build up some heat in the ankles, maybe some heat in the calves. Just kind of emulating a candlestick here. If you're not a fan of that, of course, you can just remain still. You can find a comfy space for you. Legs up the wall is a wonderful, wonderful finishing posture. Some say it rivals Shavasana in some senses. Surrender to the stillness of the silent night. Bring some attention back to your body. Wiggle the toes, the fingertips. You can bend at the knees, place the sole of the feet on the ground. If you're able to slide yourself back, you may do so until your legs are straight. If you're limited on space, just roll over to one side in a fetal posture, a nice recovery posture here on your mat or your space. Rest your head on an arm if you're able to. Just let your body catch up for a second before we press ourselves up into Sukhasana, or easy cross-legged seated position. When you're ready, when you feel like your body's caught up, nice and easy, press yourself up. Do that Sukhasana. Walk the hips back. Make sure you're sitting on the sit bones. Nice and tall through the spine, nice and open through the heart. Level chin. Let this festive spirit illuminate your heart. Take this serenity into your celebrations. I really hope you enjoyed this night before restorative yoga flow. Hopefully it was just what you needed for this holiday season. Let's take one more breath together as we circle our arms up. With an inhale, touch the palms overhead, and then exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.